I think black hair suffers more than racial discrimination. It also suffers the stigma of not being good enough unless perfect.
Oftentimes, people are fascinated by the vast diversity of black hair, which in turn causes unwanted attention. So, some people know, most of the time my hair is in long box braids. So one day I decided to turn up to school with my natural hair. As I walked to class, I received weird glances as they were so used to seeing me in box braids. I think they thought that was my natural hair. So fast forward, the weekend passes by and I get my hair done in long box braids again. And this time I show up to class and nobody looks at me different. And so as I was walking to my next class, a group of my classmates came up to me and they were like, "Can we ask you a question?" And I was like, "Yeah, sure." They were like, "Oh, we just wanted to know, do you wake up every morning and do your hair?" And I was so confused because I was like, "What?" And then they were like, "Yeah, because the other day we saw you with another hair and now you're back to this hair." And I was like, "Oh, they probably mean that they're probably asking if I wake up every morning to get my hair done. So to get my braids done." And then I found it funny because I am barely early to class. I'm almost late. So I found it very interesting, the fact that they thought that I would actually get up every morning and do my hair, do my braids, and then go to class.
That I associate with hair is culture, because a lot of hair, especially African and Caribbean hair, is like a big part of our culture. Having big hair is just seen as so beautiful and so, amazing. And it takes a lot of time, it takes a lot of care to take care of your hair. And so when you have such amazing hair, people can tell that you're a person who really, puts effort into the things that they do, because it takes a lot of time, it takes a lot of time.
Growing up and watching TV, I had a different experience than my white peers would have, because I just never really saw myself on screen. Even if I saw a black person on screen, they would always have very loose hair types, never really 4C hair or anything. And even then, they would even have like really small rules. So yeah, the main characters would always be white and they would always have straight hair. And even when the main character had like big fancy hair, like on the Princess Diaries, that was seen to be like a before kind of photo. So there's like that scene where it's like a before and after, and the before is her big hair, it's curly, and then the after is her straight hair. And I feel like that had a negative or a more negative impact on me than I realized at the time. I would always try and my hair was permed when I was little. So I would always kind of try and model my hair to look like those on screen, so I could feel like I was like them, like I was pretty too. And it's just unfair, really. In the last couple of years, I and the people around me have come to appreciate the beauty of black hair, but not necessarily in all its glory. Why? Because I still can't go on social media with a messy bun or my hair undone and still be considered beautiful. Each hair must be perfectly placed, arranged in such a way that makes people comfortable.
So one stereotype of black hair is that it doesn't grow and that it doesn't retain length. I guess what people really mean is that it doesn't retain length as easily. But to say that black hair doesn't grow at all is definitely a lie, and there's so much proof against that.
I've only recently gotten into experimenting with my hair because I've always felt pressure to fit in by, like, straightening it, keeping volume to a low. My teacher used to tell me, even as horrendous as it is, that it looked like a bird's nest. It was wild and too much. So I've been, like, chemically processing it for years and years using relaxer, which basically destroys your curl pattern, and it can also leave me with scalp burns, which is horrible.
I think a big challenge that I faced was going to a school that didn't have anybody that looked like me, and so my hair really was the only hair that was being showcased in that way. And I was terrified when I used to have lunch in the canteen that the kids around me would put bits of food like cheese or baked beans in my curls, and I always used to be on edge sitting in a space like that just because of how much attention it got. And I always used to have my hair in incredibly tight ballet buns or strange plaits that just did not suit me and looked so out of place, just to try and make myself fit in. And all I can say is it's not worth it. It's not how it's meant to be, and there's a reason for that. It's not tameable, and I have only recently realised that is a beautiful, beautiful thing.
Another stereotype is the fact that black hair smells. So people go as far as saying that it looks like it smells. Sometimes I might have coconut oil, castor oils, rosemary oil in my hair. And this obviously sometimes has a scent to it. So that's something that's definitely tied to black hair.
And I guess, yes, part of our culture, it just defines who we are as people. And it's important that others recognize that hair is really a part of who we are, of where we've come from, and where we're going as well. I mean, where we're going as well. So hair is very important. When it comes to hairstyles that I enjoy doing, specifically braids, I would definitely say box braids. I mean, you can never go wrong with box braids. I think they're very versatile, and I really like doing them. I think any black girl can look good in box braids, but there's a lot of history in general behind braids that date back to like 30,000 years ago. And, the African tribes, different African tribes, in African culture, different African culture as well, there's a lot of creativity. So different kind of designs with braids would signify different tribes and also signify different ranks and class and stuff like that. But now braids have been revolutionised in a modern sense with box braids that have been adorned by the likes of Keke Palmer, Zendaya, Beyonce. And for me, I think they're just my go-to. I like having kind of chunky braids, box braids. And recently I've done kind of big chunky twists. They've been the biggest size that I've done, but I also really like them, like Senegalese twist. And yeah, I like to be creative. I also like goddess braids. I've done them before, and they kind of like have different curl patterns. They curl at different places. But yeah, braids in general, I just really love to do. They're definitely my go-to, and they are very good in terms of a protective hairstyle, which is important for black hair.
I've recently allowed my afro hair to go back in and started to realise how beautiful it really is. Protective styles like braids, twists, bantu knots I've been using to maintain and grow my hair. And it also gives me a way to express myself. It feels really like empowering to finally accept and embrace my curls through these styles, and trying new hairstyles and products is probably my favourite thing to do at the moment. I can't wait to see what my hair really looks like when I chop off my relaxed ends. I'm worried about the stigma these styles have, and also afro hair in general in professional industries, such that it's like unkempt or unprofessional. But now I think I finally have the confidence to challenge that.
Another thing I've seen is that people kind of have this idea that black hair looks childish, the way it's styled sometimes. So if a black woman has 2 pigtails, and because our hair is sometimes shorter, people kind of have this idea that it looks childish, and it almost kind of makes us look like little kids, little boys.
My hair is good. My hair is great. And to not be able to see yourself in that way, it does reduce your confidence in yourself a bit. It does make you question, well, if this thing that I consider, or this show, or this channel that I consider to be like amazing, if they're not putting people like me on there, they must have a reason. It's because we don't fit. We're not supposed to be there. We don't deserve to be there. And it can be quite damaging, I think.
I think Afro hair and black hair is so beautiful and such a privilege to have, but it also comes with its fair share of challenges. I think it's a massive challenge to be able to stand up and say, this is what I look like naturally, this is my hair, this is my heritage, and I'm going to show it off and be proud of it. And that is something that I really struggled with personally. I didn't wear my hair down for years. It's only very recently that I've started doing that. And it's been a very long journey, confidence-wise, and it's been a learning curve. And it takes a while to get used to the way that people react to your hair, and them wanting to touch your hair and poke your hair and put stuff in your hair. And it can be really difficult. But I think it's also so rewarding when you do stand up and say, this is who I am, this is what I look like, and I'm proud of my hair, because it is beautiful and it should be celebrated.
I didn't know until now that my hair had to suffer from pretty privilege too. She's only pretty when she's appealing to you. Black hair is accepted more now, yes, but only when it's done after hours of manipulating, primping and pampering that it's deemed that it's ready to face the world, which otherwise won't appreciate my most natural curls.
My hair is a crown.
My hair is...
Love.
My hair is...
Bouncy.
My hair is...
Beautiful.
My hair is...
Ethereal.
My hair is...
Identity.
Our hair is empowering.
Alia Kinde?
Hi, that's me.
Hi, I'm Fiona. Thanks for coming in today.
Thanks for seeing me.
If you'd like to take a seat on that chair there. Oh, you can pop your coat and bag just in the corner.
Terrific. Oh, just so you're prepared, terrific is my go-to word used pretty regularly in auditions when I find myself too awkward to come up with an actual sentence. Terrific.
Journey wasn't too bad in this weather, I hope.
Oh, no, I had my trusty umbrella with me to fight off the rain. That is a slight exaggeration, as my boots look like they barely survived a tsunami.
Marvellous. Okay, well I think it's best if we just get straight down to it.
Terrific.
Okay, so quick bit of context. This advert is about more than just shampoo. It's about feeling good, looking good, and most importantly, living good. Essentially, you cannot have true happiness until you buy this shampoo.
Right.
Healthy hair vibes for a healthy life is what we're going for here. So it's really important that we get that high level of enthusiasm and energy.
Terrific. This room is filled with positivity. I'm half expecting to see a rainbow shining over this woman's head with a pot of gold next to her feet.
Do you have any questions about the scene?
No, I think I understand the premise.
Marvellous. Okay, so there's a hairbrush to your left there to use, and just when you're ready.
Okay, thanks. Ever had one of those bad hair days where you just wish you could throw a bin bag over your head? I know I do. Between college, working and sleeping, there's barely any time left for hair care. I just have to wash it and hope for the best. Well, that was life before. Shower cleanse and detangle shampoo. I'd like to see bad hair get the better of me now. With just a few strokes, my hair already feels like it's...
Sorry. Let's just pause there for a second. So this would be the bit that really showcases how amazing this product is to detangle knotted hair.
Yeah. Her intense stare and encouraging nodding are starting to make me feel a little uncomfortable. If I tilt my head to the left and squint my eyes, she looks like one of those cartoon bobbleheads. Focus. Yes.
So I need to be able to see your detangling motion, as it were. You know, working out the knots and such.
Right, sorry. Shall I just go back a light?
Yes, that would be brilliant.
I'd like to see bad hair get the better of me now. With just a few strokes, my hair already feels... sorry. I was just thinking, here goes nothing. How about, we just ditch the hairbrush altogether and she just really gets stuck into detangling her hair with her fingers like an all-natural, independent sort of woman who can survive without a hairbrush. And it might even add layer to her personality because she's just so aware of the damaging effects of plastic usage that she just refuses to use a hairbrush.
Yes. I'm not sure that's what we're going for here.
It's disturbing how displeased she looks while simultaneously managing to keep bobbing her head and smiling benevolently at me. Wow, there it is again.
Is there some problem here?
No, well, yes. See, the thing is, I can't brush my hair when it's dry. I know that sounds silly, but it's just extremely brittle and prone to breakages, so I only brush it when I'm out of the shower, when it's wet. It's just really damaging otherwise, and this brush is more like a comb, so it just gets stuck in my hair. Well, either that or snap in half.
I see.
It's no problem.
I do apologise.
I just didn't want to make a big deal out of it.
Absolutely, no, that's on me. I'm so sorry.
Honestly, it's fine. This is getting a bit awkward, isn't it? No, really.
It's just a standard brush.
Honestly, it's fine. I realise my hair probably isn't what you set your sights on. But I can mime it for now.
Okay, well, shall we leave it there for today? I mean, great job, and we'll be in touch.
They definitely will not be in touch.
We'll be in touch.
Great! Audition rule number 1. Purchase a wig wear for any and all future shampoo adverts. And after that, she just shook my hand and bobbed her head a couple more times for good measure before ushering me out into the waiting room. And I did my usual walk out of an audition room oozing confidence and good looks. And my eyeliner was pretty good that afternoon, so fixing my bag on my left shoulder and whipping out my mobile with such intensity as if to suggest I was going to tweet about how brilliant the audition went to all of my dedicated fans and followers. And I pulled it off extremely well, except when I look around, I realise that nobody's actually watching me. Look around and I see the 2 girls waiting for their turn to dazzle the bobbing head with their talented shampoo applying skills. And both of them have straight hair, sleek hair, normal hair, flowing down their backs like shiny, abundant rivers. But the brush won't get stuck in their hair. I know what you're thinking, she's one of those self-pitying types, but you'd be wrong. I'm actually pretty positive on a general day-to-day, but it just gets really frustrating when you've not had many auditions and the ones you do have turn out to be a complete and utter disaster. Anyway, that was Monday and it's the end of the week and I've got another audition lined up for today and I'm feeling pretty good about this one.
Ali?
Hi, that's me.
Excellent. Would you like to step on inside?
Oh, she's braced up for liking me to down a Red Bull. Thanks.
Quick introductions. I'm Bridget. This is Stefan. We're both here to cast the project. This is Corinne. He's here to film the tape.
Terrific. I can't think of a sentence, I really can't. Nice to meet you all. Oh, just did it.
Yeah. If you'd like to step on the cross and we'll get an ident before we begin.
Right, sorry. My name is Ali Akinde. I'm 19 years old. My height is 5'10" and my agent is Karma Thompson from LS Casting.
Brill. Wow, Ali. Such a lovely name.
Thank you. Is it just me or the way she's saying it make it sound like anything but a lovely name? Thanks, I like it.
Unusual for a girl though, isn't it?
No, I don't think it's that unusual.
Oh, I think it is.
Okay.
Are you Muslim?
Sorry?
Are you Muslim?
No.
Forgive me, it's just that Ali is rather a popular Muslim name. I thought there may be some connection.
Oh, right, in my case it's just short for Alana.
I see. What a lovely name. Just beautiful. You should stick with Alana. There might be less confusion that way.
Oh, well, I mean, I prefer Ali, so, you know. Just...
Oh, Alana, where are you from then?
Here in London.
But what are you?
Excuse me?
Ethnicity, heritage mix-wise. Akinde is such a quaint name.
It was at this point that I realised that maybe this isn't my lucky day after all. So I muddled my way through some more unnecessary, uncomfortable and frankly deeply personal questions, hoping this audition will be over with ASAP. And before long I'm out of there. I'm back on the tube and I find myself battling for the last remaining empty seat and I clock some guy in a blue raincoat and Converse head for the same one. The race is on. I swear through the London commute like a parkour gymnast. Sorry. Even managing to dodge the sweaty armpits of those holding on to the overhead railings. Sorry, excuse me. I'm having a really bad day after my really bad audition and I just want to sit down, put my earphones in and listen to heartbreaking music while staring solemnly down the carriage like I'm in some indie music video. This seat is mine. Oh gosh, sorry. This is a life or death situation. And then I'm there, and I'm lunging for the seat, and I turn around and I plant myself butt first, and the victory of the empty seat is mine. Well, what I once thought was an empty seat, and I'm sure it was in that particular state of emptiness prior to me sitting down, is now very much, in fact, not an empty seat. Yeah, I'm sat on someone's lap. Okay, don't panic. Casualness is key in these situations. Feign confidence. Do not, under any circumstance, panic. I pretend not to notice what is rather an insinuating position I've created here. I try and glance calmly down to my feet to get an idea of whose lap I'm dealing with. You know, middle-aged man, pimpled teenager, elderly grandma. My eyes are glancing down to appeal a pair of Converse when...
You know, I usually like to take a girl on a date before I ask her for a lap dance.
Okay, panic! I spring up from the seat like it's November the 5th and in my undies, only to turn around and be face to face with blue raincoat and Converse guy. Oh my gosh, he must have got into the seat before I did. He's got this strange grin on his face, which has reduced the scale of most of his facial features, which would be considered pretty attractive, you know, in their general size, materially speaking. Not that I'm assessing his facial features, just an observation. Oh, behave. Fortunately for me, after Saturday Performance Art School and A-level drama, I've got it covered for improvisation. I attempt a natural kind of smile in his head and say, sorry, I can be a bit presumptuous like that at times. And I stand there like an awkward turnip. He studies me for a second and then, without looking back up at me, throws out his mobile and gives me a, don't worry about it. Which is great, right? I mean, the situation's over, no biggie. Move over embarrassing moment and get on with life. But I'm a turnip and turnips fight back, so I wave a hand in front of his face. Hi! Sorry, about the whole lap dance situation, I just want to say that I wasn't thinking and I thought the seat was empty and, but I'm just sorry and I didn't mean to. I get to about here until he sighs deeply. You know, one of those sighs and the person's letting you know it's an effort to be alive? Then he cuts me off and he says,
Look, I have a girlfriend, but thanks, like...
I look at him dumbfounded. No, I wasn't trying to...
Hey, I'd love to take you out, but my hands are tied. Stay sweet.
He gets up as the doors open to Liverpool Street, winks at me and saunters off. Stay sweet. Stay sweet. I mean, what is that even supposed to mean? Oh. Okay, so my life is officially an embarrassment inside the audition room and outside of it. Audition room number 2. Never get so angry that you accidentally go and unwittingly sit on the laps of handsome strangers in the tube. I get to the safe zone, which is mum's flat, and I mean, thank goodness I learned how to improvise at a young age, because that whole sitting on a lap scenario could have turned out a lot worse if I lost my cool. But improvisation comes pretty easy to me. You know, I'm a survivor of Saturday stage bar score. I think I can call myself an expert when it comes to making up as you go situations. And believe me when I say I learned the hard way.
My, Katia, that is just wonderful. Really arch your back and work through your upper arms in that pose. That's it. Oh, Serena, I really wish you wouldn't fidget. Your overworked mum would be much more convincing if there was a little stillness to her. Good, Kevin, very good. I feel your loneliness. I sense your pain and longing.
Between you and me, I don't think Kevin is acting right now.
Very good indeed. Ali?
Yes, miss?
I'm not getting very much from your improvisation. Why don't you come out of your frame for just a second and tell us what your setup is?
Okay. Well, I was just still contemplating what position to start in or what character to do.
Contemplating? We don't contemplate in improvisation. It's a spur of the moment, spontaneous, natural, a reaction, a feeling that needs to be instantaneously expressed.
Yes, miss.
Tell me what you're feeling.
What I'm feeling?
Dig deep into your body and pull out your emotions.
Well, I'm feeling a little peckish. You know, I only had an apple for breakfast and I'm feeling like I might swing by the falafel store on my way home.
Oh, you made me despair, girl. Right. Well done, everyone. Let's change up the exercise. Everybody, let's form a nice, even circle. That's it. Are you happy with your circle?
Honestly, I reckon drama teachers have to go through some special circle training before they're allowed to graduate and teach. Honestly, they're obsessed.
Are you happy with your circle? Anyone may speak and everyone will correct.
Oh, this is my favourite bit. Someone, probably Hazel, who follows Miss around like her shadow because she thinks that sucking up to her is going to land her the lead role in our summer production, will say, "Oh, it looks a bit like an egg." I bet you a fiver. You can pay me later.
It does indeed, Hazel. Well spotted. Okay, everyone. Let's correct our circle. Balance the space to make it nice and even. Okay, wonderful. Are you happy with your circle? Wonderful. Oh, it has come to my attention that some of us are struggling to get to grips with letting go of plans and preconceived wants in favour of a little spontaneity.
I have a sneaky suspicion that this could be aimed at me. She then goes on to talk about how we have to work as an ensemble to give and receive energy and find our improv selves. My stomach gives a huge fluff longing rumble, and I'm pretty much hoping at this point that I can stand here until the hour's up and do absolutely nothing when...
Ali.
I don't know what's meant to happen here. I'm really not feeling anything. I honestly don't think this whole improv thing is for me. I mean, I'm holding a ball of air, for goodness sakes. I mean, nothing's really happened. Whoa! You know, I always thought that whole ball of energy thing was a myth.
Wow, Ali, just wow. That was so nuanced and so raw. Just excellent work. Really great.
Ever since that time, my drama skills were just soaring. Right, remove lap dance situation from brain forever. Oh, gosh. Perks of living in London. I will never have to see blue raincoat and Converse guy ever again. Oh, you're probably wondering about my whole situation here. Well, I live here in this flat in London with my mum, and it's just been the two of us ever since Mum and Dad split up. Well, I say split up. Your mum found pretty explicit text messages from Dad and his cycling instructor on the family laptop, and by explicit, I mean I don't think the term riding was used in reference to an actual bike. Yeah, well, Mum decided to confront Dad about it, only to find out that he'd been seeing this fitness freak for over half a year and he was going to move out and live with her, and there was nothing she could say to stop him. At first they wanted to work through it. I mean, what do parents even mean by that work through it phrase? Like, that's something my dad used to tell me when I was stuck on a really tricky maths equation, and working through it was the only way to solve it and feel good about myself in the end. I always opted for chucking it in the bin. I never really liked maths. Well, turns out like father, like daughter, because Dad decided to chuck their marriage in the bin as well instead of working through it. I see him sometimes, but not very often. I mean, he and Bertha. Yeah, she really was given that name at birth. Baby Bertha. Well, Dad and Bertha decided to go move to Mallorca a few years ago, and it turns out that a spare bedroom for his daughter to sleep in when visiting was not on their top priority when house hunting. But I don't mind. I got on really well with Mum. She's one of those things people call a bit of an old soul. She's really into ancient beads and balanced chakras and incense sticks and courgettes. We get on really well, me and her, but more on that later.
Hello? Hello?
I'm in the kitchen.
Sorry I'm late. I had a very long day at work and a disappointing day at the market. The bloody market ran out of courgettes. Ended up trekking to Sainsbury's to get some. Could you imagine?
What did I tell you? This woman worships her courgettes. It's fine, I only just got in anyway, so.
Of course! How did it go? Are they jetting you off to Hollywood tomorrow or what?
Well, they were more interested in pinpointing my religious affinity and my ethnic origins than my actual performance skills.
Did they want to play with your hair again?
Not exactly, no. It was more of a bright light in my eye, police type questioning.
You answered politely?
I think so.
You finished your audition?
Smashed every line.
Walked out with your head held high.
Yeah.
Then you did yourself proud. You can't give them any more satisfaction than they already have in putting people down, can we?
No. Thanks, Mum.
Exactly. Anyway, Hollywood's so overrated.
Oh.
Does that mean I should return the Armani gown I bought for the red carpet premiere of your big movie? I'm not sure they do refunds this late.
Yeah, I think I would, and I'm glad you see my failed career as such a source of amusement.
It's hardly a failed career yet, love. No. Give it a few more years before you start bragging about that.
The failed career thing is a bit of a joke between us. I'm actually just on my gap year. I'm going to uni in a few months, but I wanted to try my luck at the whole acting thing, full time. And my agent did say if I managed to book a job young and get some experience under my belt, it could pay off in the long run. But, like you mean? She owns a bookstore which focuses on spiritual health, which is cool and all, but I know deep down Mum wanted to be a radio presenter.
Ouch! Low blow. Right. What are we thinking for dinner? Hey, isn't it your turn to cook?
No, hang on. We said 2 nights a row each, and then we switch. And you've only done one of yours, so it's definitely my turn to cook. Yeah.
Oh. Yeah. Okay. All right. Yeah. Must have my days mixed up. All right. Yeah. Definitely. Anyway, I don't much feel like cooking.
Oh, but your food always tastes much better than mine. I've learned to exploit this tactic a while back. My mum usually gets fed up of cooking, which happens every couple of weeks. She always opts for a takeaway. Hang on, I've got to use reverse psychology though first. I mean, I can cook if you want. I'm just really tired, but I guess I can muscle something up.
Oh no, love, don't you worry. I'll get something on the go.
She's made the decision, I can feel it. Spag bowl. That usually tips her off the edge. Although she never likes to admit it, she doesn't like the way I make my tomato sauce.
That does sound delicious.
Liar.
I'm just not sure I'm in the mood for bolognese tonight.
Chinese. She's definitely going to go for Chinese.
I think we should just get a Chinese.
Someone's gifted with the sixth sense.
Sarah said Red Dragon has a new menu.
Well, now that you mention it, yeah, a Chinese sounds perfect. Works every time.
Right, I'll give her a ring in a sec.
Mum's really passionate about the whole audition thing as well. I got signed when I was 17, after an audition with my performance school, which meant lots of auditions between A-level studying and all of that, but Mum was always around to whip me into shape if I ever was slacking at either one or the other. And Mum gives off this really chilled and laid back vibe, but I've seen her get feisty, and let's just say I don't ever want to end up on her bad side. There was this one time that I got a detention after school because my hair was too distracting. And it followed several warnings from my teachers asking me to tie my hair up in a neat manner that would represent the school well. Which might as well have asked me to turn into an olive overnight, as if you can tame an afro. And apparently the kids at school actually complained because they couldn't see the whiteboard from behind my hair. But what they somehow managed to overlook was the fact that I was the one being distracted because The kids at school thought it'd be funny to see how many bits of stationery they could stick in my hair and see how long the curls would keep them up. I remember coming back home so deflated that afternoon that Mum, she marched us right back to school the next morning in a rage and, well, she had it out with my teacher.
Let me ask you, do you tell the other girls they cannot put their hair up in a bun because it would make it difficult for those behind them to see through the height of their hair? Or do you tell the slightly overweight students to sit in the back row because they're too wide and they might rock the board? Let me answer for you, no. No, you don't. So what gives you the right to single out my daughter for her hair? Should I now sellotape her hair down to her scalp? Would that make you happy? Or better still, why don't you just shave her head and there'll be no distractions at all?
You better make yourselves comfy. Mum's speech went on for quite a while.
No, silly me. I'll just braid her hair and that way it will be neat and tidy and there'll be no issues. Oh wait, I did do that already about a month ago. And when Ali's hair was neat and tidy as requested by yourself, what did you do? You told her cornrows were unhygienic and that she needed to look after her hair and wash it regularly before she gave mints to other students. Or am I just dreaming up the scenario? Is that not what you said to my daughter?
The awkward silence you're hearing here is a mixture of Mum being too angry / out of breath to continue for the moment and Miss Johnson being too dumbfounded and afraid to answer.
It seems to me you're in the wrong profession. With your outstanding knowledge and expertise of Afro-textured hair, it's really a wonder you're not running your own salon. But seeing as this is a school and not a catwalk, I'd really appreciate it if your relationship with my daughter remains at an academic level. If you ever try to hold it down to unrealistic Eurocentric beauty standards that don't comply with her and rid her of a sense of heritage again, I will be back and I will not be so polite about it. Now, I'm taking my daughter out for ice cream.
I know what you're thinking, and the answer is, I had chocolate caramel crunch, and then we went home and spent the rest of the day watching movies. Apparently Miss Johnson had a bit of a nervous breakdown after Mum's outburst and had to leave the school for personal reasons. Yeah, we're both really resigned to the fact that we're going to hell. Plus she gets really passionate about auditions and she always manages to pick me up after I've had a bit of a shit one. You know, once we got past all the dead girl #7 or dead girl in a barn or girl who starts off alive but surprise, surprise dies too auditions, of course. You know, after a while it gets really difficult thinking of unique death positions and in the end I just...
Oi, thanks again for coming in today, Ali.
The pleasure's all mine.
Okay, well, just take a breather. I know this seems a bit of a tough one. Just relax and start when you're ready. We're excited to see how you play the nuances in this one.
Terrific, thank you.
Great. Thanks again for coming in, and we'll be in touch with your agent.
Oh gosh, honestly, it's exhausting to die so many times. I mean, after that part, there were some good things that I was put up for. Mum was the one that actually gave me the confidence to audition and go to these auditions because I was too nervous, I couldn't sleep the night before. You know, I didn't think I was good enough for such big roles. And some of them went really great, but others went a little like this.
Super! That was really super.
Thank you.
Really, just super. Can we try it again from the top? Do everything you just did. I mean, really loved that. But could you give us a more authentic accent this time?
Yeah, okay, so authentic in what way?
Right, yeah, no, so Stella is very much of a city girl, know, yeah. She's a bit of a chav, East London raised, but with some twangs in there, yeah? Yeah?
Twangs.
Yeah, no, so a bit of Jamaican or, yeah, just some kind of African twang in there from her parents, yeah? Yeah?
Right.
You can just be creative. I mean, we're not expecting anything super polished from putting you on the spot.
Yeah, terrific. I'm just struggling to see what kind of accent you'd like me to try.
Oh, right, yeah, no, so anything kind of African-y. Shouldn't be too hard for you. Go back to your roots, yeah?
I'm about to go off. And what roots are those exactly?
Your Afro-Caribbean roots, yeah?
Yeah, I was born in Islington.
Right, yeah, no, but like from your parents, yeah? Yeah?
Well, my dad's from Yorkshire and my mum's Nigerian, but she was raised in London, so I haven't had a chance to grasp any roots, as it were. Either way, I'm trying to see the Caribbean element in there. That's just a bit general, isn't it? So how about, okay, we just avoid blatantly ignorant sweeping statements and I just do the line again in an East London accent. Yeah? Safe to say I never got that job. Audition rule number 3, refrain from calling out microaggressions. It doesn't pay bills, Abby.
Ali?
Yeah?
Ali?
Yeah? Gosh, don't you just hate it when parents shout at you from across the other room and then they go quiet in the assumption that you're going to get up from your seat and go to their beckoning call as if you're the one who needs something, so you should move. Honestly. Yeah?
Do you want crispy chili beef or veg chow mein?
Oh, both.
Both? There is no way you'll eat all that.
Oh, and some prawn toast, please. What, I'm having a growth spurt? Anyways, where was I? Oh, yes, the life of an actress. I mean, apart from a few lousy parts, there have been some pretty good ones. There was this one time that I forgot how to control my mouth muscles, but I'm going to put that down to celebrity nerves because, oh my gosh, Idris Elba was in the audition room watching the audition and I had to use most of my brain energy to stop myself from latching onto his leg like a koala. And it was this really serious scene as well, where my character's father just died unexpectedly, leaving his already destitute family to fend for themselves. But that face you adopt when you're just sat near someone you really admire and whose leg you just want to clutch onto and you just can't stop smiling. So yeah, it was like that. I couldn't stop smiling and smiling. Even when I found out my character's father died unexpectedly and I was like to spend the rest of my life selling my body to strange men, oh, I could not stop smiling. They actually had to ask me if I'd done plastic surgery to my face when they ushered me out of the room. Oh, I did accidentally flash a casting director before. Yeah, that didn't go down so well.
Wow. Let's do scene 19 next.
Yeah, terrific.
Is everything alright, lads?
Yeah, just a bit hot in here, Let me go overestimate how many layers of insulation I can use today.
Oh yeah, no, that's our bad. Heating system's gone haywire in the entire building. We're still trying to get hold of someone to come and fix it. Feel free to take your jumper off,
Oh gosh,
get more
thank you.
off.
Oh, it's amazing.
Oh, aye. Oh, hello.
Oh my gosh. Oh, I'm so sorry. Oh gosh.
Now you want to put your top back on?
Yes. Oh gosh, this is embarrassing. Yeah.
That's not really what we're looking for here.
Excuse me?
Look, we all hear the stories that circulate in the media about misogynistic men in the industry and young lasses who get into favour with them for sexual gratification. You might be able to get away with that at some places, but we're really not about that here, and I really appreciate it.
No, I can assure you I'm not one of those girls. Sorry. I'm extremely serious and hard-working and And I didn't mean to take off my top as well. Like, this was just a misunderstanding.
Because I asked you to leave.
They actually had to usher me out by security and issue me with a warning statement on behavioural procedures and whatnot. Gosh, you do one thing wrong by unwittingly stripping in front of someone and people just can't let it go. What had happened was, I was really hot and I wanted to take off my jumper, but my top decided to come off with it, leaving me just sat there in my bra. But at least I was wearing a bra that day. Anyway, it was a whole thing.
Chinese will be here in 20.
Thanks, ma'am. As it turns out, I'm actually waiting to hear back from a pretty big audition. It's for this new show, right, which is set in a new world where there are no country divides or land borders or anything like that, and people are free to travel wherever they want. And I've been recalled for the role of Scares, and she's actually one of the brains behind this new way of living, and actually one of the first to get targeted when things go horribly wrong. I've had 4 recalls for the role, and I managed to stay fully dressed, and I got on really well with the casting director. And she's the girl called Becca who actually went to the same Saturday performance school as me when we were younger. Apparently, the casting director has seen me and 4 other girls and just narrowed it down to us 4. And, well, just waiting for the phone call to ring any day now with the decision. Here's hoping. Oh, coincidence? I think not. Hello?
Ali?
Dad?
Ali?
Hello?
Hello?
Hi. This could go on for a while. Did you dial the wrong number by accident? He usually forgets how to communicate unless it's A, my birthday, B, Christmas, or C, some Sunday evening between September and November, because we're both massive Strictly Come Dancing fans and take bets on who's going to lead the competition at the end of the results each week. And for some reason that seems to be the only conversation topic that's stuck. What's wrong?
No, I did not dial the wrong number, Ali. My sight and my ability to type haven't abandoned me yet. I am only 51, you know.
I can practically hear him rolling his eyes. One of his most impressive traits, the noisy eye roll, which I don't think I inherited. Shame. So, what's up?
I just fancied a chat. Are you busy?
No, not really.
Terrific.
That's where I must get my terrifics from. Huh, I've never noticed it before. So, what's the weather like? Are you still tanning away?
Oh, I wish I had time for tanning. Those were the days. But yes, it's gorgeous. Just sun.
Sounds fun. How's Bertha?
Oh, she's doing all right. She's on a yoga retreat, actually. A kind of cleansing week where they only eat detox juices and can really reconnect with things.
Sounds absolutely horrific. Sounds lovely. How can you eat a juice? Oh, so you didn't fancy going with her then?
Absolutely not. My emails have been crazy the past couple of weeks.
Dad works as a freelance editor from home? Okay. Well, sounds like you've got a lot going on then.
Well, I've certainly got enough on my hands without having to worry about detoxing as well.
Yeah. You know, he hasn't asked me a single question about myself. Right, well, I think I've got to go. We'll be eating dinner soon, so...
Okay, well, I won't keep you. Oh, and I've just transferred a little bit of money into your account.
Oh, well, thank you.
Okay, well, bye.
Yeah, bye. I mean, it's not much of a relationship, but at least there is one. After the big move, I haven't really had much contact with Dad, but it's not like I side with Mum per se, but I just really don't have anything to talk to Dad about. I did tell him when I first recalled for the big audition, and I was really excited when I said that I really had a big shot in getting the role, and he told me he was busy and he would call me back the next day to hear all about it, except he never did, and even the day before, so I never mentioned it to him again. You know that feeling you get when you're sent an audition through by an agent and the audition for this huge show which is going to be aired on a huge platform, and you're really excited because you're up for the lead role, which is great because that usually goes to a white woman. So this is your opportunity to get the role and showcase your talents and open the doors up to generations of other women like you. But then you get to the audition waiting room and you realise that the term open ethnicity is more of a token gesture approach than an actual opportunity. Yeah, so that's where I'm at. So I walked into this audition room, right, and it's filled with beautiful porcelain people, but I mean, my mocha coloured skin is shining like a beacon. I turned around and I clocked the two other non-white girls looking about as out of it as I am. Honestly, the term open ethnicity is more like checking a diversity tick box. And to top it all off, it was a really hot day and the audition room had absolutely zero ventilation, so obviously that's when the sweat glands kicked in. Honestly, if I ever make enough money, I swear I'm going to invest it into a business that's dedicated on producing armpit sweat absorbing robots or something. And I was wearing this really nice top as well, which was sophisticated with a hint of edgy. But unfortunately for me, it was khaki green and not baggy enough. That's right. I begin to feel the beads of moisture and circles of moisture forming under my armpits, and it expands and it expands. And after the whole boob flashing fiasco, I'm not going to talk about that, I was not about to take off any layers again. Now, this might look like a complete disaster, but I've actually figured out a way to slow this down. So what you want to do is you put your arms out wide enough so that material isn't sticking under, you know, your armpits, but close enough so you don't look like a papier-mâché stick man. So, yeah. Crisis averted. I'm airing myself out. If this wasn't bad enough on top of audition nerves, I begin to feel beads of moisture forming on my nose that I have to frantically wipe away. Unfortunately for me, it gives me a bit of a crack addict vibe. If anything, it just intimidated the other girls, so whatever. Anyways, at long last, this woman walks in holding a clipboard and she calls out my name and shakes my hand like I was her long-lost sister and tells me I was just what they were looking for. Except she definitely had plastic surgery gone wrong because her features were so small and pinched. And she seemed to really like the word just. I mean, she kept shaking my hand and telling me, "Oh, you're just what we've been looking for, you're just what we need, you're just perfect!" Which was odd because I hadn't actually opened my mouth at this point or done any acting. "Oh, I love your hair!" Now, this is rare. I mean, people usually tell me to tie my hair up so they can, you know, get clear shots of my face on tape, but Becca, well, she just embraced it. And she didn't even ask me if it was real or if she could touch my hair. I know. And then before the scene, she asked me a few questions.
What is your biggest fear in life?
Oh, biggest fear? I don't think I have any fears as such.
If you really had to delve deep and find something, it's just that Skez is a very well-written character. She's feisty, she's flamboyant, but underneath it all, she's scared. How do you identify with her to bring out her character on screen?
Wow, I guess that sometimes I worry that the feeling of loneliness I feel in the pit of my stomach won't ever go away. Sometimes I worry that when my dad left my mum, he just really used it as an excuse to leave me. And for years I've been fostering this feeling of self-loathing and contempt for myself, thinking that I'm not good enough and I'm not worthy of anybody's love. Do you know the worst part about this absolutely floundering feeling is that I can't share it with a single soul. Not even my mum, who I think was my best friend. It's just really fucking alienating. I guess my biggest fear is that I'll live out my whole entire life without ever meeting a single person who shares the same loneliness that I feel, and that I'll die completely alone with only my thoughts for company. I'm only joking, of course. As if I shared that with the casting director. Okay, let's bank that, shall we? Audition rule number 4. Never be so open that you actually share your vulnerabilities with someone. Come on. Let's see how it actually went down.
What is your biggest fear in life?
Ooh, biggest fear. Well, I think I'd have to say yogurt. Yeah, so still waiting to hear back on that one.
Hey!
Oh, I hate FaceTime. I hate it. There's something about the barrier of a screen that makes it okay to sound like a 12-year-old out of a American cheerleading film, and I end up using phrases I'd never actually use in real life. Oh, hey there, bitch! So what?
Stop playing with me, girl. I ain't falling for that innocent tone.
Roxy's been my best friend ever since she found me crying in the toilet bowl in year 5 when I accidentally killed our pet fish. And when other kids used to whisper fishmonger at me in the lunch queue when teachers weren't looking, well, Roxy, she'd link her arm in mine and make it known that I was under her protection. She was kind of like the primary school version of a nightclub bouncer.
Are you going to tell me how it went, or am I going to have to come round and torture you with chopsticks until you spill the deeds?
Did anybody else just get sexual imagery from that? Some context would be nice.
A big old dish. They rung you yet, or what?
Nah, I haven't heard back from them, but I mean, I've still got 5 hours and 11 minutes of the day, so I shouldn't worry yet, should I?
Nah, babe, you got this. And if they don't choose you, I'm going to swing around their studios and taser them, yeah? Don't worry.
It's scary that you would probably do that. Not only did she ally herself with me, the notorious fishmonger, but when the kids at school thought it'd be funny to play with my hair and stick bits of stationery in it, Roxy was involved in an accident using a protractor and a mop bucket and a sock. Yeah, we don't talk about that, but let's just say that my hair went untucked for the majority of school hours following that day. Rox, I think I've got to go. I think my mum's calling. But we're still on for tomorrow night, yeah?
Yeah, babe. And don't stress. It makes your forehead skin look all bunchy.
Well, aren't you sweet? Okay, I've got to go. See you tomorrow. Bye, love you. Catch it. Yeah. What? Just a FaceTime call? Can't blame me for what ridiculous phrases I use.
Ali, can you get the door? It will be the Chinese.
Mum, I'm a bit busy right now. How rude. Where was I? Oh. Mum, the door!
My lady bits. Now, can you get the door?
Oh, Rose! Oh my gosh, Mum! I mean, I know we're close, but even I need conversation barriers. Come on. Hi, sorry about leaving you out in the... Oh my gosh. It's blue raincoat and Converse guy. Without the blue raincoat and Converses, what are the chances? Okay, don't panic. Don't panic. Hi, sorry about leaving you out in the cold. My mum's in the shower. You won't recognise me. Shaving her lady bits. Well, that came out wrong.
Right. Yeah.
He's recognised me.
No worries.
He's got this weird look on his face. Oh my god, 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 oh my god.
Sorry, I don't mean to stare. It's just you look seriously familiar.
Well, that's because I gave you a lap dance on your way home on the tube today. Well, I mean, we ordered a lot of Chinese before, so.
Have we met?
No, definitely not. Yes, no, definitely, yeah.
Are you sure?
No. Yes. Like I said, we have ordered from you before, so yeah.
No. It's like you're really familiar. I just can't seem to place you.
Well, that's a bit rude. I mean, I know it was only brief, but I'm sure my lap dancing skills weren't that unmemorable. Well, I mean, I always remember a face, so yeah, I don't think we've met.
You were on the tube earlier, right? You sat on my lap.
Panic! Definitely panic! Well, I mean, I'm sure I remember doing something like that.
Bet you do it to all the guys you see, eh?
He actually just winked at me. Look, okay, I don't know who you're confusing me with, but could I just grab those off you because they're gonna get cold, so.
Shit, yeah, sorry. Okay, I've got a crispy chili beef, a chicken and black bean sauce, veg chow mein, prawn toast, and an egg fried rice.
Terrific! Oh, shut up. How much do I owe you?
That'll be $36.70.
There you go, just keep the change. Right, thank you. Bye. Oh my gosh. Oh. Okay. Plan of action. I'll get Mum to sell the flat and we'll move to a secret location far away from the delivery radius of that Chinese. Hello? Yes, speaking. Hi, yes. Yes. Yeah, no, not at all. Yeah, I was just trying not to stay on the phone all day. Bit unsuccessfully though. Yeah. Okay. Right, okay. Yeah. Thanks for letting me know. You too. Bye. I didn't get it. Turns out I just wasn't what they were looking for after all. The world wasn't ready for Ali Akinde's scares. And maybe it's not my time just yet. Anyways, I've got Chinese to eat, so. But thanks for sticking around. You know, it's been pretty nice having someone to talk to instead of giving in to nervous jitters all day waiting for the phone to ring. Hello? Yes. Oh, amazing. Thank you so much. Yes, I'll look out for the email. Okay, bye. Bye.
Who are you on the phone to?
Oh my gosh, Mum, that was Fiona.
Fiona?
Yes, Fiona, remember that audition that I said that I started babbling on about how I couldn't brush my hair and they wanted me to brush it and then I'm...
You're bubbling right now. What are you trying to say?
I got it. They want me. They want me.
They want you. They want you! Oh my baby girl, you're about to make waves! I'm so proud of you!
You were looking at the new face of Shazwa Cleanse and a Tangle shampoo. Oh shit, now I need to do some online shopping for heavyweight brushes.
Over to you. We've got a. I just feel like I'm a BBC newsreader. You know, when you're like dinner.
No,
Tonight. I feel alive, and the world is turning inside out.
Yes.
Yeah. Oh.
Hit the notes.
In ecstasy, so don't stop me now.
Don't stop me now.
Stop.
Oh, guys, we're like a little band.
Don't stop.
Said don't stop, won't stop. Won't stop, don't stop.
Don't stop together.
Don't stop.
Da-da-da-da-da.
Don't stop together. Finish.
Yes.
There we go.
I feel like we're riffing off. I feel like we're in Pitch Perfect and we're like riffing.
Yes.
Yeah.
I've also left out that a microphone. Like, I'm just
Sorry.
testing, testing, 1, 2, 3.
Testing, 1, 2, 3.
Testing, the prettiest person in this Zoom call. And that's on what? That's on period.
Period.
Yes.
Where is that from? When people say funky fresh, is there like they're referencing a particular video?
I don't know.
That ice cold Michelle like that white gold.
This
is them good girls and
good girls, the masterpiece.
Wow.
Living up in the city.
City.
Gotta kiss myself. I'm too pretty. I'm too
Hot.
hot. Damn. Got the police in the fireman. I'm too hot.
And what?
Every time.
I'm too hot.
Hot.
Say my name, you know who I am. I'm too hot.
Bring it down.
Go say hallelujah.
It was going so well.
We're like all waiting for the ooh. It's like,
Oh, Uptown Funk. Lovely.